Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolfe.
Well, counting today, 6 of the last 7 days in Rockford have featured below average high temperatures. Average for this time of year sitting in the low 80s for many of us, and many of the days lately have been in the 70s. That included today, where we only made a high temperature of 76 in Rockford, 74 in Freeport, Rochelle, and DeKalb, 75 in Janesville for some of those highs across the state line. Now late into the evening, many spots are already down into the 50s. That includes 57 in DeKalb, 55 in Rochelle, 56 in Sterling, but we're still at 61 right now in Rockford. All of those temperatures, though, still a little bit of a gap between the temperature and the dew point, indicating still at least some degrees for those to fall here into the rest of the night tonight. This will all happen underneath clear skies, showing up very well with our Mercy Health Skytrack camera overlooking Rochelle. And also noting a really calm wind, the flagpole down there not moving a whole lot with the calmer winds that we have. And typically when we see clear skies like we have tonight and calm winds, those temperatures pretty quickly fall very close to where those dew points are at. We see the clear skies also showing up on satellite and radar as well. Not a whole lot of cloud activity around here, but we see some of that moisture beginning to work its way closer to us. But that's well out to our west here in the short term with that high pressure centered almost directly overhead. With that high pressure and the clear skies I mentioned, temperatures still going to fall the rest of the night tonight down into the low 50s. 51 degrees is where we head for that overnight low tonight. Another fairly cool night, but the light winds may allow for some patchy ground fog to develop, mainly out in rural and open areas here into the later parts of the night tonight. Sunshine, though, returns very quickly for tomorrow morning, bringing our temperatures back up. We're talking about highs back into the upper 70s this time around, mostly sunny skies, but still fairly pleasant, even though we are going to be a bit warmer than where we were today. Relatively low humidity and relatively low dew points, keeping things feeling much more pleasant with that high pressure overhead. That shows up really well with Futurecast as well. We see a lot of the clear skies remaining in place here across a pretty broad region. We start to see that moisture and a lot of those rain chances beginning to build in off to our west and to our north, but they stay out of our region until we get into late Friday night, where we may see a few sprinkles try to move through, but likely we see better chances for any rain to move in as we get into Saturday evening and Saturday night, with a bit higher moisture content directly overhead by that time. That'll also be building in with some heat and humidity as well. Temperatures are going to be rising back up into the 80s. Saturday we're at 86 degrees, Sunday 88, and Monday high temperature of 90 degrees. Meanwhile, with the moisture also building in, we're talking about dew points that will be rising back into the 60s and close to the 70s. That will feature those heat index values pushing close to the 90s, mid-90s possible as we head into Sunday, and then maybe even pushing triple digits by the time we get into Monday afternoon. That warmth really doesn't go around too much quickly. We actually see a little bit of that warmth sticking around as we head in the last few days in the month of August. The Climate Prediction Center forecasting with pretty good confidence that we will continue to see that above average trend continuing there into at least the last few days in the month of August. That's also featured on the end of our 7-day as well by the time we get closer to there. So after Friday, that's where we start to see that heat really begin to build in. But before that, 79, still sunny on Thursday, 80 degrees on Friday, seeing a bit more of that cloud cover building in, but we stay away from the rain chances until we get closer to the weekend, where high temperatures are going to be into the 80s and close to 90 degrees there on Monday. When this ridge begins to break down into early and middle parts of next week, we see a little bit cooler temperatures, but also potentially a more widespread chance for rain showers along an incoming cold front Monday night going into Tuesday.